Bill Lloyd.
Here.
Tom Oakenfoos.
Here.
Vern Bowman.
Here.
And I am here. We have a quorum.
Okay, approval of the agenda.
I'll approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Minutes of the last meeting. Any questions or comments or concerns?
I thought everything looked okay. I didn't see.
Okay, make a motion.
Make a motion to approve minutes as presented.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Motion on the floor in a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. Treasurer's report, Sue.
And then our attorney.
You know, on the Kurt's farm in here, on this mowing, that's really brush hogging. It was timber, it was brush.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put mowing, but just put in parentheses, bush hog.
Sorry, let me help you.
No, I'm all right. I was,
Brush in ditches or anything.
no,
That's all right.
yeah, I did add it.
Does
I
it
added
seem like
an
it's
extra
always
more.
52 on the spraying for him?
Yeah, I
We
think so.
keep picking on him about that, but it seems odd that it's the same amount every time.
52 gallon. Well, he's,
Units, whatever that is.
yeah. That's probably the size of his sprayer or something.
They're getting a little tax money in.
The one going down. I said, it's still going down there.
I questioned it one year and it went up. That's why I just got up.
I know.
We got a balance over it. And if we put more rat on that for sale.
I mean, I ride
I
it,
mean, I don't
everything
know
looks
like what
great.
this is gonna cost or what
Oh,
the,
that's right.
or those roads are gonna cost.
Yeah.
Would it make sense for us to buy
I had
a
one,
sprayer?
We have a sprayer.
But that rocket's gonna be a little bit.
I can't do it.
Well, and you can't do it now, but you
Yeah.
could,
Maybe more.
you know, otherwise.
And I'm guessing on that.
Not that I'm asking you
I
to do
used to
more,
spray
but
a
as
lot.
much as you're out running around,
Yeah.
would it make as much sense?
I mean, years back, I did spray the top. I used to spray rip wrap and all that.
Yeah,
That's a chore.
yeah. Well, that's fine. I mean, we can leave it be as it
140 to the
as it
barrel.
is. I just,
We
Yeah,
got
it
a
was just
sprayer that
for
we can use
This advertisement for.
around the inside. And
Okay.
I used it, sprayed a bunch right there around the pump station here a while back.
yeah.
Pass them on
Oh,
now. Guys.
they already looked.
Oh, they made a loop. Okay.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented in the treasurer's report.
Okay. Motion on the floor,
I'll second.
second by Doc. Any further questions? If not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, old business, we got, I guess we'll have that bid coming out pretty soon on the entrance road by the city burn area and, the ramps, right?
Yes, getting rid of the cubic yardage now. Looks like 947.45 cubic yards of crushed stone.
A cubic yard of like inch minus, I'm not sure, it depends on,
I think it's specified in here, it had to be, inch minus, and compacted.
that might be about 2,800 pounds to a cubic yard, inch minus, compacted. So it'd be about 1,100 tons.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we got 900 cubic yards. Well, it'd be 0.8, be more like 12 or 14 ton, 100 ton in that area.
Do we need to hold off on this going out for bid a month or so, or are we gonna have the funds for it, or?
Well, if we got to, I think so.
Okay.
Well, you gotta get.
I'm hoping to get with Brad here this week before Friday to get this finalized. If not, we'll just wait until next month.
Did he give any indication what per yard costs average or run in these bids?
No.
I can't remember the stuff, and I'm not up to bidding. I
Yeah.
haven't looked at bids for a long time. But it used to be, it could be $20 a cubic yard.
Yeah.
Could be, might be 30 now, I don't know.
It's been a while since I got any crushed stone
So,
myself,
so we're talking, under,
For inch minus.
yeah, 20, in the
$7 a
20,000,
ton.
between 20 and 30,000 to do it all with, in place, I don't know. But I'm just talking.
Well, that's just a stone, but, we're gonna incorporate the road elevation in this, which they can get all the
Material off
fill
that
material
pile.
off that pile.
Okay, well, and then you got to
And
clean
then
up
all we
on
have-
that, that's gotta
Yes.
get extra to clean that thing up and
Yes.
grade it.
Use the fill material off the pile, have it to grade, and all we don't, what are you gonna put, a 2 or 3 inch surface on it, inch minus? or something?
Yeah, we'll definitely have to put,
I'd go
well, with that type of fill, don't you think we ought to go thicker on,
We could,
Yes.
you want, how thick you thinking?
what we've got here now, sort of that funding was for, I think it was 2 inches on all the roads, except the top.
Yeah, but it don't cost no more
Yeah.
to put it, just the price of the rock, 'cause
Yeah.
by the time
Yeah.
you do 2, you can do 3 or
Yeah.
4, just as
Yeah, I would
easy.
think we need
No more
to-
labor, no more compaction, no more energy.
Wouldn't you think that we ought to do 6 inches, since that's going
On
to
that-
Across our
that-
road you talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah,
Oh, I
the
don't-
bridge that
Yeah,
well,
going
shot
from,
rock, you don't wanna get back into any of that later on,
yeah,
if it works up.
yeah,
Well, that's plenty.
yeah.
Yeah, 6
Because
yeah.
it's gonna
4
be
is probably
solid in
enough.
itself.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was just thinking there's a lot of soil and stuff in that pile over there. So that's the reason I'm recommending 6 inches
You
on
know,
that.
we want
when
to,
we-
you know, I
I
want
know-
the sides cleaned up too, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Put the nice slopes on them,
3-to-1 slope.
make it look,
Yeah.
respectable down through
All
there.
right, we'll just bid it like that then.
Okay.
It'd be,
And that elevation would go all the way from the parking lot, Fish and Wildlife parking lot, all the way up to the
Uh-huh.
entrance to the burn site.
I might be
The
able
entry, yeah, past the
Yes.
tree.
Yes, yes. And then when I was there with FEMA and we measured all that off, that's what we
Right.
did. We measured all and that's how they got their calculation for cubic yards.
Okay.
Uh,
You're gonna throw in that extra pipe in that
Okay,
ditch right
that,
there by
that's
the cottonwood?
16,
Are you?
I think we need to, you take that 36-inch pipe we've got there and take one of them 24s out and
Put
put
the
that 36 there instead.
do we have to take the 24 out, is my question.
We don't
Could
have
we
the
leave
width. We don't have the width.
I think if we
You
just
think?
bury it a little deeper, make it where, because
Kinda curve it in?
even 3 feet doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
And only replacing it with a 2, I mean,
Yeah.
a 2
Yeah,
with
you're
a
only
3.
putting, adding a foot.
Yeah.
If you could get them both in there.
Yeah, if we can, I'd rather just go, even if we just, all you have to do is shave a little dirt. It's
Yeah.
and it's buried a little deeper,
Yeah,
so it starts flowing sooner,
yeah,
and it will prevent from washing our road out so bad.
yeah.
But with it being level, it should trickle over a lot of places, and once it
Oh,
starts.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Well, see,
got
they
that-
slipped that, when they did that one, they slipped that in on me on a weekend.
They did it
I
on a
didn't
Sunday.
even, I
Nobody
didn't even
knew
know
they
they
were
were
doing
doing
it.
it.
You
I
know-
didn't even know they were gonna be there. They'd always told me when they were gonna be there. And then I was there to make sure they compacted everything, and then they came in on a weekend and
Yeah,
did that one.
They work a Saturday and a Sunday.
Yeah,
They was out of there.
Yeah.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah, I didn't
And I
like
could tell
that.
by the ditch, they couldn't compact it, because they only dug
They
the
only
width of
dug
the
it
pipe.
width of the
So
pipe.
underneath
Yeah.
it, the barrel,
yep.
it's all,
So, that won't happen again.
No.
okay, that road is 1,600 feet,
Yes,
right?
yeah, I believe so. Or roughly that, approximately that.
And it's 18 feet wide, is it?
16.
16?
Yeah, I think it's 16. Yeah, all them roads are supposed to be, all the ramps and everything are supposed to be 16 wide.
We're talking about, 6 inches thick is about 850 ton, 853. That's 16 feet wide, 6 inches deep.
On my page.
So that'd be a little over 2,000, you know, somewhere between 2,200 ton and 2,500 ton, guessing, on the two the ramps and the entrance road.
How many extra tons did you say that was?
I show 853,
53.
and that's exactly 16. When you go 6 inches higher, you have to go wider with the bottom.
Yep.
Really, a figure 17 normally. I only figured 16, so it'd be a fraction.
Yep.
Okay. And then there, we have to have, make sure we get the receipts on the ton, on the loads that we got it there. Every ticket will be with the bill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. I think that needs to go on the spec sheet, that we need the tickets, the tonnage.
And ask the contractor what they figured on each one too.
Yeah.
You know, that, a lot of times contractor, like I say, I put it wider at the bottom always.
Mhm.
And you almost have to, you can't, it'll leave it
And don't-
6 inches straight up without.
Yeah, this is gonna peel off,
Yeah.
wash away.
Don't stack like that.
It don't stack
You
like
gotta
that.
keep a toe on it.
Yeah.
So you got a foot wider on each side. You
Yep.
got this little triangle you gotta fill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got anything else in there? Old business?
That's the only thing that I had to bring up, is about this gravel.
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, we're ready for, we've got 3 pumps online, ready to go, and we got the entrance cleaned out good.
Creek channel looks good.
Creek channel's pretty well cleaned
Yeah.
out too. And I think off the record here, but I think we need to talk to Kurtz, because if we're accumulating dirt on the North Gabby, I think we ought to run by that field from it.
I've said that for a couple of
And
years.
let him farm the rest of it. If we just start using more of the field, we can fill in that low spot there that has got a water puddle.
Well, I think we need to get that one, and then the wooded on the other side of our.
Wieners?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that little.
We
wooded
might
area.
have to, but there we got room to go with, especially if we can keep some of that good dirt and
Yep.
move it. If we
Yep.
can. But that's gonna be kind of a challenge. Phil, the gravel has never come down through there since we've been there, just only in the last year. And 2 reasons. First, I can go back when my dad was in business in Harrogate, and we always had Up by Elmer Cox's at 61, that was dug out for a couple of 100 yards down. All the gravel was taken out of the creek, and there was other places down here where Lurk's Dairy Barn used to be by Kenny Hoag's. Out there, there was always, the Bowman Brothers had a hole there, probably 12, 15 foot deep in the creek for maybe 100 yards at one time. That all filled back in with gravel. And of course, Harry and I, with backhoes, we'd go up there and load 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 trucks and be out of there. And so for the last 50 years,
It's all
Ain't
filled
been
back.
nothing.
it was hauled away. Now you can't,
Every other creek in the
you
county
can't
is
dig
too,
that
though.
gravel out of the creek no more.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something I wanted to
There's
bring
no
up
fish
with
in the
you.
creek either.
No.
They're at the trestle.
That's why they didn't want you to
That
dig,
creek right
because
there
of the
by the
fish.
trestle.
And
It's got a
there's
huge
no
buildup.
Well,
because there's no.
Sand
There's
bars and
enough
gravel
pollution.
bars.
Still
Oh,
down.
okay.
If that gets cleaned out with what, everything that we're
Didn't work
doing,
out like
So,
that.
If
so
that
this,
got cleaned
Phil,
out
did
around
you
that
see the
trestle,
gravel come down the
it
north
won't
to
go
every creek
underneath
there?
I didn't see it.
If you went down there at the right time
That
after a
would
heavy
help
rain,
eliminate
you
some
just
of
see
that
a gravel
flooding
bar,
underneath the
maybe
trestle.
the width of this, and you don't know how thick, but
Great,
anywhere
from
from a
spot
foot to
there.
Yeah.
several
Instead of
inches,
it's all
or maybe over a foot. It just swath of gravel
comes
over.
over
Well, you
it,
start digging
it's
that
getting
out, and they're
higher.
gonna try and sell topsoil.
And it just comes
Hey,
right
what
over
this
the road.
gravel got in it.
So it's between the trestle and the
I
road?
tried to
on
do
Main
that
Street?
when I had
Is that where it is?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Called
Uh,
topsoil.
But if the
Of
city
course,
took
we
care
had
of
roads
that,
on top of
that would help.
Because we had, and
Won't
then we
eliminate,
mining
because
the
the road is
part of
just
the
right
storage
there,
area, because we'd run low on material.
almost
and
creek
about to
level.
run out.
Uh,
And we
but
got
it
gravel
would
in
help
it. I
a
couldn't
lot.
call it topsoil. That-
You wouldn't
I
flood as
just call it
quickly.
fill dirt.
Yeah.
And with
And I
what
couldn't
we're
get my
trying to keep up with
topsoil price
everything,
for it either.
it should flow a lot better.
Okay. How far down does that go? Does that go past the community garden or?
that and
No, I'm
lots of
talking
grass.
about the railroad trestle.
That's
They're,
rail-
John's
trying to sell it
south,
for topsoil.
Yeah.
what is that, South Main or North
We got
Main?
something
Okay.
that'll burn them when we get talking.
By
about it.
the-
Yeah, okay.
Are you talking by the park? Where the trestle goes over Main Street?
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
Okay,
You know how low that always floods there.
right,
But,
right.
but the part of why it's flooding so quickly is because you got heavy sand bars or gravel bars there
Okay.
in that creek
Water
between
can't
the
move
trestle.
Between the new
Yeah.
bridge and the
Yeah.
other side of the,
Yes.
north side of the trestle.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
that would help.
okay.
Okay. All right, what we got, we done with old business?
No, I would have, last year we okayed the airport and I seen they got it flagged off. Is there any new update on that?
No.
They ever say anything? Do they have any money or?
I have not talked to them.
Hmm?
I have not talked to them.
You haven't talked to them either?
Last thing I knew is they.
I know we give them permission and they got it all flagged off, but are they gonna
They needed,
elevate it any or do anything?
well, they needed dirt, so they needed the right dirt to be able to put on that north end of the runway. So I don't know if they've been able to find a place to get the right dirt.
We got all kinds of dirt.
Well,
If it's a
that's
south
where
end.
I'm going with this.
It's south
That
end.
north end that we
Yes.
just cleaned out
Yes.
and the old berm that you had would be excellent for that.
I talked to him a year ago, and I was down there with a couple of them, and I mentioned something about maybe, that we might have a project, that we might have some dirt, and that'd be a close place to haul for us, where we didn't do the project.
Yeah.
Okay, so, just the last week, one of them approached me, he said, Vern, when are they gonna get that? And they said they didn't have no money at the time. And when you gonna get that dirt in there? I said, well, we're not doing that project, the Levee District isn't. We got surplus dirt, but it's not as close as what we thought might, if we clean that ditch out, we'd have some real close dirt. So they talked about, well, maybe they'd take a scraper or a pan and go down the sides at the last 12, 15 feet on each side along the corn. But they don't know, no one ever took they never got anybody to take it. I said, we need to know what, I looked at it and I thought, well, it may be an average of a foot. That was just looking.
Yeah, just looking at
And I wanted an instrument on it, so I think now, just last week, I talked to Brad and Luke Uding is gonna go down there and shoot the elevations down the runway and see once what we need in line of dirt. There'll be a scraper here in the pan for a while yet, but if it goes out, it'll be out in Fredericktown, I guess. I think that's where the job is, where it's going. But anyway, anyway.
there's a lot of
we-
tractor
Till we
pads
know
around.
what dirt they need, and I don't know who's gonna,
Yeah, who's gonna
if
pay
they've
for
got
it?
any
That's the
coins, or
question,
got a
yeah.
grant, or got some ARP money or something, because they wanna make it longer, and at 400 feet is what it amounts to. And you can see the cluster of red flags down there. So,
Wow.
we should be getting, I don't know if Luke got to it yet, that was probably last Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. And, I don't know if he's gotten in there.
Them fields are probably all planted now, ain't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
sure
another
Kurt's got
thing,
it.
see, if we'd have been
You have to
over the
wait,
winter and
get
we
the
could've,
window.
Yeah.
we could've threw a pipe in that ditch or something in that ditch and then dug it back out and went right across there with some loads. If we knew.
That's where I was after.
Yeah, yeah.
Now's the
crops-
time to be getting this worked out and figured out.
Yeah.
And who's gonna pay to move that dirt up there? We could probably give them that dirt along that bank.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going back on the city property. Is that not the city property of the airport?
No, that's private.
That's private.
That's private.
Yeah.
The airport's private.
What about the 400 foot we're adding on to it?
That's,
Um,
That was.
that's levy property.
That's levy
Yeah.
property.
But you
See,
have an easement.
the existing airport was on, Nickel Splitter Nagger, Henry Nagger farm. That was it, and Manuel. And I don't know, is Manuel here yet?
I have no idea.
See, when we were,
He would be
when we were
81,
talking about
82.
giving
Yeah,
them
Wall
that extra
Express.
space,
He's a
but my
couple
only
years
concern
younger than me.
was about that was a floodplain area. Because that's our cooling area.
Yeah.
But it's not significant enough to affect us.
Well, if you take
Yeah,
dirt,
that's
we
the
can
highest
take
piece
any
we
dirt
got,
we
yeah.
want. And the inside, we can take dirt and put it on the inside.
Yeah,
So, because you're not displacing any,
yeah,
you can't haul it from the hill, you can't haul it from the outside.
yeah.
Same with the outside.
Oh, they changed that. A couple of years ago, the Corps changed that. It doesn't matter whether it comes from the inside or outside anymore.
Okay.
They eliminated that. Because I know that when I first came on in 18, that was still the case. But I guess there was a regime change or whatever. But they changed that ruling. Every time I've talked to the Corps about permits and this and that. And it came up again, I think the last time it came up was when we was doing that dredging on the outside. And it didn't matter.
Why wouldn't they let us dump it on Rutler's then? Remember we
That was
went,
farm, that's Farm Bureau. That was a whole different agency that stepped in on that. The Corps didn't have a problem with it, the farm agency did. Or Farm
Well,
Bureau.
Just as long as the
FSA.
farm
Yeah.
agency
Yeah,
isn't in on
It
this.
wasn't Farm Bureau that did it was probably FSA or like
I don't know what they would.
NRCS or
Yeah, 'cause
something, natural resources.
I went up there to the office and got approval. And then I think it was the next day.
Well, we
I got
even
a
went and
phone
measured
call.
it all out and
Yeah,
everything.
I got a phone call the next day, well, you can't do that. From the Cape office,
Yeah.
so.
All
And
right.
it was something tied up with farmers' lots.
Well, we just have to see what the quantity is on that and what's gonna be the plan.
Yeah.
And, if they want it done this year, and they got some funds, we could take maybe 6 inches or 4 to 6 inches along each side of the runway, because the airplanes come in and, their wings don't go out in the
Yeah.
car. And they widened it now, so they got more room. But you take a few inches down the side runway and enough to fill it.
Then you're making
Once we know what
then you're making a
quantity
water
is
hole
needed.
along there. More mosquitoes.
But how would you start a project like this and not even have any funds to do anything?
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, we
that's
probably
why-
have enough dirt in that windrow that would be, instead
Oh, we
of
got
buying that
more.
ground, we could get rid of that dirt and then we'd have our spot back. But
Yeah.
I'm with you on buying that ground. We do need that
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
But that would-
I'll talk to Chris on that a little. Start there.
That would weigh out, I think there's enough dirt in there to build what they wanted to build, but how are you gonna get it from there to there? That's not our responsibility.
Well,
Well, the
you gotta
shortest
do it when the
path is
crop's
to-
not in.
The shortest
We're gonna
path
have
is
to do it when the
basically
crop's
farmer
not.
damage, crop damage, and just drive straight there. One path straight there.
Yeah, well,
just
when they
facing
do
the
it the right
crop
time,
damage.
just put it through
That'd
there,
be the
but
shortest path.
that still costs money.
No,
And,
no.
I mean, we're not in the airport business, we're in the levee business.
That's right.
If we had a project there and if there was no crop, it would be, save us, the levee district, some money by being able to dump there. That was what was in my mind when I talked to them.
Yeah.
And of course, that never developed. It isn't that we wouldn't have some dirt in the ditch, especially by the airstrip there.
Yeah.
And that would be right down, just
Yeah.
straight down. Now,
Yeah,
you're
but
gonna
we're gonna
haul
be-
some muck,
But we're gonna be
and
waiting
you're
till
gonna be
winter.
hard to get on, you have to dry it or go over a wide track to level it and knock
We're
it down.
we're gonna be
It'll
waiting.
dry, it'll dry out in time.
We're gonna be waiting till winter though to clean that ditch out.
Well, we're gonna wait, yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, so we'll see what the quantity is and what it takes first. Okay, anything else on there? Old business? Not, new business? I think we got a couple of bids here, I guess, for widening. That's what we did. Anybody got something on their new business?
didn't you have
Oh,
the table thing?
what?
The table thing? About,
Oh, putting me on the,
So
city
the
payroll, I
last
guess.
meeting that you weren't here, we were talking about, not paying Tom as like a 1099 or person, making him an employee and paying him. Yeah, so that we can withhold taxes for him. Are you okay?
Put him on payroll,
Yes.
okay, and we have to pay workman's comp and everything on it? We have to, don't we?
Yep, I don't know.
Yeah,
Workman's comp and taxes, FICA taxes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever we have to do, we have to do.
I don't know if you have to do that just for part-time, like that,
everything, it don't matter.
don't make any difference.
If they're on your payroll, they have to pay workman comp and everything.
Is that just so much per hour, or is it for a,
No, it's based on your salary.
Based on how
See
much you
that?
get paid, you know, like, after you work a year, they kind of look at
Oh.
how many hours you worked and what you actually got paid, and it's all
well,
equation off
that's
of
different every time?
Well,
Yeah.
your total sum at the end of the
That's,
year, basically. It's
doesn't that
more so
affect your
that than-
retirement, or does it affect your, in any way?
Let's just leave it like it is.
Okay.
I just won't, I'll put my equipment down as different.
You
We'll
gotta
put
drink-
that,
You gotta drink a fewer beers and put that in the jar for your taxes.
Not while he's working.
we'll just leave it like it is, and we'll change my, equipment hours to rental hours
Okay.
instead of, I've been putting them down as man hours.
Okay.
So I'm paying taxes on my tractor
Yeah,
for working.
labor,
And some of that's, 50/50.
yeah.
So if we deduct that off of it and just put that down as,
You'd be better
so
off.
we'll be all right.
Okay.
Oh, one thing under old business, that pile over there that we're gonna be taking the fill, use for fill for this road, do I need to go down there and get the brush off there, the trees?
No, let the
Or
guys,
just let the
contractor,
contractors
yeah.
deal
there
with it?
ain't that much on it.
No, it's just on its surface, and that, we won't even notice it,
Okay.
basically, the weeds, there's nothing to them by the time you run over.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really
Clear
not.
that in about 5 minutes.
There's enough
Be
little
gone.
trees on there, little saplings and stuff, they won't need to go in there, but they can be raked to the side.
Was that the same pile that Todd was gonna try to sift through and sell some of that soil?
No, this is the rock pile up by the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Across from
And I don't
the
know if
city
they'll
dump,
need all that, will they?
pile of stone.
It's gonna take, a
There's
good
sandbags
part of
in
it.
it, too.
I forget what me and Brad figured was
Took it
there.
out here.
But we need to.
We saved it over there.
Don't we get wrote up on that pile every
We
time?
get written up on it.
So we need it cleaned up.
Yeah.
Do we need
Well,
that dirt back on that, or can we make it
Well-
say it's parking lot?
Well, we could, but we got enough dirt that we could
Well,
level it out.
I'll tell you what, we can take it down. If they want to pile down, we can take it down, but we want to leave a foot there. There could be a staging area.
Oh, yeah,
Or
yeah.
anything. That could be an
Sure.
asset to us down the road if we
Oh,
have a
absolutely.
major high water.
Yeah.
We want that, of at least a foot and a half of rock left there.
Yeah.
On the levee flat, they can mow it and everything else.
Yep.
But it'd
At
be a
least as high as
staging
our
area.
parking lot is.
Huh?
As high as what the parking lot is.
Or
Just
higher,
grade that
yeah,
out.
just up through there. We just
Yeah.
take the top.
Right now, there's a big dip there.
Yeah, it needs to be level, cleaned up.
Yeah.
And we could bring a little bit of it down toward the parking lot. I mean, build that, it got, somebody took a little lower than maybe shoulda. But, we want a good parking lot there, good staging area.
Yep.
And they could use that for sandbagging area,
Oh, yeah.
anything.
Yep.
It's,
No, I
Stockpile?
totally agree. Yeah.
stockpile material, all kinds.
Yep.
Okay. All right, new business, where we at here?
Bid,
We're gonna open some bids?
Yeah.
Need
or
a,
specs anyway.
You got
Bid.
open?
Spec sheets, yeah.
Do you need one?
I got a pocket knife.
Okay.
Man, I always carry leather openers with them.
What's that?
I told Sue, men always carry leather openers with them.
Yeah.
That's a mushroom cleaner.
Drug sticker, everything else.
We didn't get to go this spring, man.
No. I think, I got a few messes, but that was it.
What spring?
Go ahead, Nick.
We went straight from spring to summer.
Yeah.
All right. The first bid's from Jokers Incorporated for $33,700.
Somebody done really sharpened it lately.
You said 33,700?
Yes. And then the second one is from Vern Bowman Contracting at $35,480.
Yeah, look at one you-
I wonder where they found their blocks at.
They say that it have specifications on that, I mean, what they.
Oh, we had, here, did you not see the specs? Hold on. Oh, that's mine. Got my notes on it.
I have a copy of it if you don't want.
I've got one.
Okay.
I didn't want to give
As
up.
long as we got.
Here's a copy of the spec sheet.
Demobilization to perform the job.
Including the capstones, cap blocks, there was 165, approximately 165 blocks, including the half cap blocks. And these diagrams were approved by the Corps.
Here's your other one if you want to read it. Okay.
I got some extras here, it's just, I don't have the picture, the Google map thing.
Now, didn't Brad design this?
Yes.
And this was
Okay.
the,
So if he doesn't get the bid.
What, we owe him,
We will owe him.
So
For
we
design.
kinda need to know what that's gonna be, cause we gotta add that.
He didn't give that to me.
I know, but he said if he got the bid, he was not gonna charge you for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you don't, take the 33 or the 35, he could charge you 35 or $4,000 for drawings, and it would cost you more to go the other way. That's,
Yep.
you know,
Oh, I understand.
we don't quite have apples to apples here.
Yeah.
Because Yokers didn't have to do no planning, no designing.
Well, do we have to decide on this right away?
I don't know.
Or can we get that information from Brad?
I don't know, we can legally table it. I believe.
I don't know, I mean, is there something that can be
But I mean, I
put in
can't-
place where once we have that information, then we can decide via an email, or
Well,
do we have to come back to a meeting?
it'll have to be done tomorrow. I'll have to have the price from him tomorrow without him knowing what the bids were. That way he
Yeah,
keeps everything on the level.
Well, I think it's fair to ask him what he's gonna charge for that.
yeah,
So I would think that he could have that.
that's why I wanted
Fairly
to know
soon.
that back when you said he was gonna do it. And I thought, well, what if we're real close and then, you know, we get to where we're at, just like we are.
Yeah.
What is the
Difference.
difference in it?
Right now, like $1,800.
Yeah, close.
Yeah,
You just look at it that you're paying an engineer
Is,
for the specs.
yeah.
and
They
then
didn't
just
have
take
any
the
mob or
bid.
demob on Ernie's thing.
What's
You
though.
had, you had to come up with the specs
You
so
know,
you get the bids.
They didn't
Yeah.
have
So you
any
would
mob
pay
or
that
demob
separately.
down.
What
The other guys did. They said mob and demob.
That's fair to, you
Yeah.
know, to.
But I know
both
Brett's
parties.
got
Yeah, yeah.
time
Because
invested
they
in
both
laying
bid
it
on
out,
that spec.
designing it.
When we do like the water
That
line,
he's
we
gonna
get
charge
the
us
engineers
for.
draw it up.
Yeah.
If they don't get the
So
project,
you're
which
still
I
paying,
understand.
you're
it would
paying
too.
for it,
Committee
and
and thrash
and
it
the
out.
contractors
I'll
don't
stay
have to
out
pay
of
for
it.
that, but you
Okay.
still paid for
I
it.
don't even want to see the
So,
bid.
just the same thing.
I mean, there ain't no way we can get that from Brad any
Well, it's
real
not,
quick, is there?
it's really not even gonna make any difference, really, right? Because just like we just said here, you gotta pay that price no matter what to get the specs. And this had to be spec'd out for the Corps.
Right.
So we've gotta eat the cost of that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know.
Put it in committee and figure it out.
So you can accept, reject, table,
Yep.
whatever you want to do. You can break it into parts, that's the language that you put at the end of it. But I'm not sure what else you're trying to do.
Yeah, I wish we knew what that was gonna be up front.
Yeah.
Before,
Well, I'm sure it's probably gonna be at least a difference.
oh, I would think it'd be way more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like, you know, we're taking the higher bid, but we really were not.
No, and that's like, no, we wouldn't be, because if Bowman's got it, we're not gonna be charged
Right.
that fee, that is that spec fee.
Yeah.
Without the specifications, you don't get the bids from either company, technically.
Yeah.
And you had to have the specifications for the Corps to approve it.
Yes.
So you could have gone with a design build and then they would have to come up with the drawings, each one would have to do that.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with the lower price would have to design, build it. But
Yeah.
you designed it first, now you're looking at.
Well, with dealing with the core, it's better to do it like we did it.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Otherwise, that could be drawn
Oh,
out
yeah.
for years.
He should have gave us the price on what it took to do the design
Yeah.
and then, you know, the bid
Yeah.
for just the work.
Yeah, he never did say that. I know.
Kind of we're getting in both at the end, but it's hard to compare to the other
Yeah.
scenario, so.
Inoki was requesting that earlier, and he was wanting
Yeah.
to see what that number would be.
Yeah,
Well, I think we should try to request it and get it within 24 hours.
yeah, I can get that. I'm sure I can get that.
I think, you know, that makes the most sense, and if we need to call a quick, you know, emergency meeting to just vote on that, confirm it, once we have the rest of the info, we can try to make that happen.
That's going,
I
I mean,
meant
if
to
it's
get-
$4,000 or $5,000 design.
Yeah, it changes the whole
Schedule,
and
thing.
you're-
Yeah,
Scheduling just did not work out for me today, so I wasn't able to get a hold of Brad today.
Yeah.
And I had an intention, and in fact, I talked to Vern this morning and told him I was going to try to catch Brad today, and the scheduling got fouled up and we couldn't do it.
Well,
I
let's see if we
mean,
can,
knowing what design and all that is gonna cost,
Yep.
I think we're as well off to take the bid that gets the design built already into it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure that.
well, that seems to make the most sense currently, but without having the numbers, it's
Exactly.
hard.
So let's hold off and
Yeah.
wait and get that tomorrow, and,
Yeah, because I'm sure the bill's going to be at least what the difference
I
is.
mean,
And there ain't a whole lot of
it
difference.
wouldn't take nothing to you get that and tell Sue, and she could call each one of us, and can we do that and vote over the phone? Gotta have a
We have a
meeting.
meeting then.
Gotta have a meeting. Okay.
But we could run by here and, you know, 5:30 and be done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5:30 AM?
Maybe, if
I know
that's
how
what,
you-
if that's what it takes.
I know what your schedule's
Hey, I'm
like.
retired, I don't get up that early.
I was thinking the evening, but if you
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
do morning, I don't care.
It don't make no difference.
I should be available.
I will be
I
on the
hate
phone.
not to do anything there, but I think it's only fair to find out what it's.
I'll be on the phone first thing in the morning,
No, I know.
trying to get hold of Brad.
And this is, we can probably.
Yeah.
I think that's,
I think that's,
We did.
then we're comparing apples to apples.
yep.
But we can do this one again if we
I
have
agree.
to.
And that's a fine.
And
Is this your copy?
Okay.
Y'all can have it, I got a copy here.
We don't consider apples to apples, we
Mature
bid on
in December.
the project itself. You want to include that engineering, because Jokers didn't have that requirement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And it isn't like you
Yeah.
have Jokers to also figure in what the cost of the engineering would be for
Sure.
the total.
next time down the line, if this happens, we're gonna need the information separated out.
I've got another one coming up for that road elevation, I will make sure that I get that.
Well, yeah,
if
I know, you're aware of that, but just in general, you know.
unless you would do it design build, but then you gotta have
If you gotta-
something to go to the core
Run it
and
by
get
the
it
core
done.
And Brad's
You're
the
right.
only, and Brad's the only engineer I know here locally,
Yeah,
and has knowledge and dealt with Core. So we worked together and we designed that. And then I submitted everything to the Corps, and then he had to talk to the Corps. And I think I bet he went back and forth a couple of different times.
Well, that started a few years ago.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Started on
Yeah.
yeah, I know, he's done a lot of.
So I know-
Checking and
so I
phone
know-
calls to get this all worked out.
So I know the bill is gonna be, the design bill is gonna be more than what this difference is. I'm sure of that. But I would know first thing in the morning.
All right, so we'll put this in committee, is that what we do?
No, you're just going to come back and have that number and vote on it. Not really a committee,
Okay,
Just gonna table it for now.
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
table it for now.
Okay, we'll postpone
We'll
it, however
get
you
it.
want to do it.
Okay, we need
As
a
quick
mo-
as we can.
We'll need a
Get in here
motion
and
for
vote on it
that.
and get it done.
Yeah.
So surely you all can meet tomorrow evening for the 5-10 minutes it takes to vote on
You
it.
can meet,
Can everybody make it tomorrow evening?
you
If we do it at 5 o'clock, don't know what you get off?
Yeah, but would you be able to be here at 5?
I can come straight from my office without going home, and it'll be right around 5 or shortly after, so I just come straight here.
A few minutes. It ain't gonna take long, I mean,
Usually it's pretty
that's all we
consistent.
would have, just to say yea or nay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
On which one?
Yeah.
I can be here.
yeah.
Can you be here?
No, the problem is that you're not gonna get your 24-hour notice. We're not gonna be able to post it for 24 hours ahead of the meeting.
So
Oh,
we have to
yeah.
have it at 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Or 5:30?
5:30. I mean, we're not gonna get it posted till 6:30, so it'll be 6:30 tomorrow night. So, if you wanna do Thursday, I mean, if you get the number tomorrow, you can meet anytime Thursday, anytime Friday, we can get, well, Thursday, we've got a meeting, a board meeting, so we won't be able to get you in here. But I mean, anytime during the day that you guys can take a break and get here.
But they don't necessarily have to meet here so long as they're face to face.
As long as we have, you know, your
Your director.
recorder
Yeah.
and we post where it is.
Yeah. Okay. So, whatever y'all work out. I will have your numbers tomorrow.
Guys,
So Thursday evening doesn't work?
I won't be able to be there because I have to be here.
What time does this meeting start here?
6. If you come in between 5 and 6.
So we gotta have 24-hour notice from
Yeah, I mean,
right
I need to
now.
be able to put it out on the front bulletin board, and then from that moment, you have 24 hours.
So it's gotta be probably Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
can we meet here Thursday at 5 or something?
Yeah,
Oh, Thursday
Before
at
the
5,
meeting?
that would work for me.
Actually, I should be done even a little bit earlier on Thursday, because we work through lunch on Thursday right now. So, I mean, I could be down here by 4, or a little after 4. You wanna do that?
You're gonna be here.
Go
Can you
on.
do that though? Can you, I guess you can, huh?
yeah, they'll give us enough time to post
I mean,
it.
hang on.
We
I
got-
mean,
we
if
got
that
Rich-
works, we
Rich
could
in
shoot
here.
for a little after 4:15 or so on
All right,
Thursday.
Thursday, 4:15.
Okay,
Let's do that.
sounds good.
Yeah.
That won't interfere with your
That'll give you a little
city
more
meeting or
time.
No, Mike Rainey might be in here checking out his packet, but he can just join you.
That's fine.
It's not gonna be very
Can you do
exciting.
that?
I will get you a number tomorrow, for sure. One way or another, I will get you a number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sure it's gonna be a
Oh,
lot
yeah, it's
more
gonna
than
be
the
more
difference
than-
of that.
yeah, I'm sure of that.
But it's not fair to y'all
I
because
think
we
we
don't
need to
have
have
that.
yeah.
And make sure that that doesn't get added on to the Brad's bid.
Well, we already opened the bid, we know what. the
Yeah,
bid is.
that's the number. Okay. 4:15 Thursday. Maybe we can get ahold of Brian too. If we can. I know he's
He was
supposed to
just
rain
out there.
Thursday.
Him and his wife are out of town tonight, so,
Oh, they are.
yep. Yeah, I talked to Brian tonight.
Very good.
okay. All right, anything else on our new business? Public participation?
Gravel race went well. Didn't have as many participants this year as we had in the past, but the riders still love going across the levee. Thought the gravel was nice and smooth. I mean, it was just a good ride for them getting out in the county. And the city has adopted Division Street from Main Street up to the burn pit, so that's all been completed.
Yeah, Matt said they didn't have as many in that this year because, one, they changed it to a Sunday rather than the Saturday they had the year before. And that particular day, they had another major computer, another bike.
Another race, yeah.
Another race the
Yep.
same day, and it was a major event that's bigger than this.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
The
And we had-
weather wasn't very cooperative either.
No, it was cold and it was rainy.
tell me about it, I was out there all day.
Yeah. But these guys did, the amateur radio guys did a great job, the city got everything lined up, it turned out, it was still a good race, they really,
Yeah.
they really enjoyed it. So we'll see what happens for next year.
I think it'll grow every year, I think it'll grow. They need to go back to
You
Saturday.
do have the Saturday, so that competition with
Yep.
the other race, yeah.
Well, I'll entertain a motion for,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Thank you.